People are being denied the opportunity to hear silence for the rest of their lives because of loud music. My name is Ian Dyball. I am a professional musician, and I have also been an academic philosopher interested in all aspects of mind. I also have tinnitus, or tinnitus if you prefer. Welcome to this, which is the first in a series of videos that I hope you will find useful, all on the subject of tinnitus. Throughout this series of videos, your opinions will be very welcome. Some of the issues are contentious, some will be very unique, and I would like to hear your personal stories and your points of view as we go along. The reasons will become apparent. So as you're probably already aware, tinnitus is that annoying sound in the head. It's kind of manufactured in the mind because it doesn't have a normal external cause. Like normal sound is vibrations in the air picked up by the auditory system, by your ears first, and then processed, and other people could hear it, you assume, the same way that you could. So in that respect, tinnitus is not real. It's not a real sound. That's debatable. That's the philosophy of the matter, really, and it's absolutely fascinating. But for me, it's very real. I have got a high-pitched sound in my ears now that is very apparent to me. In these videos, I will be covering everything from the cause of tinnitus to its cure. Cure, of course, is what everybody is interested in. But sadly, when you see the word cure in the same sentence as the word tinnitus, then you can virtually be assured that what follows is nonsense. However, it's important to note that I don't make any money from YouTube currently. I'm not just trying to get you to click on these things for no reason. I actually find this whole subject fascinating, and it is a subject that is very close to my heart. So this video is about cause, and if you're a musician, that cause is most likely going to be via loud music over a long period of time, or specific loud events which have caused or made your tinnitus worse. I can trace my tinnitus back 40 years because I've played in rock bands that long, and I know of certain events that have made my tinnitus worse. To some extent, that's my fault. But on the other hand, is it anyone else's fault? If you're a musician, this should be a very interesting subject for you, because this is not just about cause, but it's about culpability. Who is responsible? People are being denied the opportunity to hear silence for the rest of their lives because of loud music. For me personally, I know that my tinnitus was created around 40 years ago when I started playing for a rock band. We rehearsed in a small space, and over a period of time it was inevitable that I would develop some form of hearing damage. So that was the creation of my tinnitus, and I do wish that I could go back in time to educate myself, perhaps to the point where I could wear a decent pair of earplugs and help prevent some of the damage that was caused. I can't go back in time, and aside from that lack of education, we can say that it was pretty much my fault that my ears got damaged at that point. Now, if we fast forward 40 years to the end of 2023, there was an event that took place that damaged my ears further. I went to see a rock band. The rock band was composed of world-class musicians. They were playing 30 minutes from my house. I couldn't really not go to see them, and I had high hopes. I've debated about whether to actually name the band, and that probably wouldn't do any harm. If you'd like to know, I'll probably put it in a future video. Leave a comment below. It might help you understand the nature of what I'm talking about, those of you that know the musicians. But anyway, to cut a long story short, the rock band were incredibly loud. They were incredibly loud and incredibly disappointing. Now, there's a lot to be said about that. Now, of course, I expected the band to be loud. that was the nature of the genre of the musician that I was going to see. It was going to be quite a loud concert, and I had earplugs with me. I didn't put the earplugs in to start off with. The support band were fine. And this often happens. The PA people, the people on the sound desk, crank everything up when the main band comes on. In this instance, though, it was to another level. I mean, literally to another level. This band was used to playing in front of tens of thousands of people, and this venue held less than 1,000. I think it's a 900-seater. It was a small venue. There was no adjustment to the volume. It was incredibly loud. To a certain extent, you have to take my word for that. But please do remember that I am a rock musician, and I have played in rock bands. Somewhere during the video, I might put a clip up just to give you the idea. But in any case, I was expecting this band to be loud. They were incredibly loud. I put earplugs in. And the thing is with putting earplugs in as well, if you're a musician, there's something quite embarrassing about it. You don't really want to put earplugs in. Not only is it going to change the nature of the sound, but it's going to make you look like a wimp. However, in this case, bearing in mind the genre of this group were heavy, they were going to be loud. I'm looking around me. A lot of the audience has earplugs in. Now that's interesting, isn't it? I do understand the nature of the beast. If you are playing in a rock band, you're going to be playing with a certain amount of power. I believe it was Rob Halfin, possibly of Judas Priest, who once said that if you're playing at 50,000 watts, you can't sing about daisies. Well, you can reverse engineer that. This whole package just requires a certain amount of volume. But if you are playing to a battle-hardened audience of rock fans who are all wearing earplugs, then you're playing too loud, aren't you? Because you're just degrading the music for these people. And they're not getting the volume, they're just getting a reduced quality. Of course, there are still many in the audience that are not wearing earplugs, and you are damaging their hearing. Unquestionably. Bear in mind that I did put earplugs in as soon as I realised the volume of the band. And yet, my hearing was damaged that night. My tinnitus has got a lot worse. You could argue that with my knowledge of the problem, I should have left as soon as I realised how loud the band were. But there's this safety net that earplugs provide, whereby I just didn't think that I already had tinnitus. I didn't think that it was going to get any worse. That's bad reasoning. It did get worse. So the question is, who is to blame? Are the band responsible? Now, I'm not witch hunting here because I have played in rock bands, and although we've never played at the volume that they played at, there's nothing to say that I haven't inadvertently damaged someone's hearing when they've stood too close to a PA speaker or whatever. So it's not a witch hunt, but I'm begging the question, should there be some kind of health warning? In my kitchen, I've got a packet of marshmallows. I haven't actually got a packet of marshmallows, but let's just pretend I've got a packet of marshmallows. If I turn that packet over, there's going to be something that warns me about the amount of sugar in those marshmallows. It's bad for your health. Fair enough. But you can walk into one of these gigs, as far as I know, there is absolutely no warning whatsoever where you should stand or how loud the band is going to be or what you can expect when you walk away from that gig. This is the nature of tinnitus and modern gigs. So what do you think? I am genuinely very interested in all your opinions. If you leave any comments below, I will read them. That's partly because as a legacy of this particular gig, I went out and I bought a domain name, which will be a website that is dedicated to tinnitus and to creating awareness. I'll never hear silence again. It's affected my hearing. I've got this constant whine, and it's so loud now. I don't want that to happen to people just because of a lack of awareness. Any opinions you've got on the matter, whether you think there should be a health warning, whether you think there shouldn't, whether you think that it's just not your responsibility, or I don't know, whatever you want to say, please leave a comment below. If you've got any recommendations for earplugs, by the way, that's also very useful because that's a personal quest of mine and it's a difficult one. Yeah, thank you so much for getting this far, for listening to me waffle. Hopefully you've found the video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to be informed of future videos, please subscribe and pick your notifications. Thank you.